Hey there, Lisa, Divine Messages 333. Okay. I'm processing stuff as I'm telling you this, okay? I'm laying down because I oh my God. I just experienced something that I've been telling you guys is gonna happen for, I don't know, like months maybe. If you watch other readers, you have been getting a consistent message that you are going to run in to this X. And maybe you didn't realize it was an X. And maybe for some it's not. Maybe you weren't romantically linked, but you um were close in some ways. Okay, so actually, let me say this, because as I'm telling you this, I'm getting something else. There may be more than one energy that this ends up kind of happening with. But let me tell you how it's probably going to start out, okay? If this has not happened yet, this is something to watch out for, because it could be like the beginning of this event actually coming, to reality now. And if you have experienced what I'm about to describe, I'd be very interested in hearing if it played out kind of in the same way as what I'm describing, or if it didn't, how did it play out for you? Okay. So please leave a comment um, about your experience if you resonate with this. Okay. This is definitely not for everyone, but you will know if it's for you. You will know. Okay. So, about an hour ago, I was on the phone and I was walking my dog. I was on the phone and I was trying to, like, I got a little disoriented and I was trying to figure out how to make my way back to where I'm staying. So, I was kind of just standing on the sidewalk talking on the phone and trying to like get my bearings together. And then I noticed this man on the next block walking toward my, walking in my direction. And I noticed him and I kept looking around, like looking at the street signs, trying to figure out, my, orient myself. And something told me, look back at this person. And I was really, now my eyes, I wear glasses, but my vision isn't the greatest. Okay. Um, And so from a distance, I couldn't really see a lot of facial features, but as they were getting closer, I was really focusing on this person. I noticed their clothes. I noticed how they were walking. I noticed the type of clothes. I noticed what they were carrying, and their face started becoming a little more clear. And I realized, holy shit, there they are. The one that's been hiding for about 2.5 years. Right there, about 200 feet away from me. And I was actually on the phone with my therapist, which was like crazy, because she probably would have been the first person I was going to call if I wasn't on the phone with her. So I started interrupting her and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He's like right here. She's like, does he see you? Yeah, we're looking right at each other. So I turn around and I get the hell out of there, because if you resonate with what I'm saying, you want nothing to do with that person. keep in mind, this is someone who's been keeping an eye on you. Now, I don't know if that means they have known your whereabouts at times, because that is the impression I've gotten. And I don't know how they've been getting that. Some people may think someone's using a tracker, some people may think they're connecting with mutual friends or possibly your family members. Um, they could just have access to some of your accounts, and um, they may have made fake accounts. They may be associated with people that have made fake accounts and then been able to find out things that are going on with you. So even if they didn't know your location, oh, they've been aware of your changes. Maybe not details of what's like been going on in your life if you haven't really been sharing that much, depending on who you're sharing it with, if you can trust the people you're sharing it with. But you may be really limiting, what you're sharing with people and details and stuff like that. And so, um, now, if you've heard at some point in the past that this person could actually like be residing close to you and you're like, nah, I don't think so. I'm not running into this person at the store or the library, at the gym in my neighborhood. Well, think back about this person. If you Because the person I'm talking about is a narcissist, okay? And if you were also dealing with a narcissist, or you were dealing with someone who was kind of like a chameleon, okay? Maybe they change their personality, they change things about them, their likes, their interests, things like that. When they're around different people, they may change the way they speak, they may change the way they dress. If you haven't been in communication with this person and you haven't been trying to find out what's been going on with them, you're not trying to dip into their energy and stay attached to them. Are you aware of how they're currently, dressing? What are their, if they're are they doing anything with their hair that's different than what you remember? If they're like, somebody with facial hair, are they grooming differently? Uh, were they ever somebody to do stuff like that? Where maybe, one year they had, I don't know, like a certain image, and then maybe within a few years they've kind of morphed and have like a new image. So it kind of looks like a whole different, different appearance. Think of like a cow, like somebody who's like into country music and like, like that look aesthetically, maybe like cliche stuff, stereotypical, like plaid shirts, cowboy boots, jeans, and a cowboy hat, right? Then you are still with them, maybe, and then, like, let's say a couple years later, they're, now they're looking like they're in a biker gang or something, right? And now they're just wearing like Harley Davidson clothes and like they don't ride a motorcycle, but they're giving that look, like very different. You would get different ideas of this person if you were to see them. So if this is sounding like the person that you are not with and are have really been trying to release and don't feel like they've been releasing you, then would you be 100% sure that you you haven't been around them, like you haven't been places where they may have been? They may have popped up and like could have seen you from a distance, noticed you, but because they look different, you didn't notice them. Uh, this is just crazy because about, I don't know, it's maybe been like 3 months now. At my last apartment, one day I was walking my dog. I was going back to my apartment and we were stopped on the corner, and I was just going to start going down my street to my apartment building, and I noticed this man walking down the street toward me just like today. He was further away at that time. Interestingly, was also carrying a bag or bags, I believe. And today this person was carrying a bag. It's so weird. So, okay. So a few months ago, I was standing on a corner, the corner of where my building was, and this guy is about a block away, and I'm seeing him walking toward me. And I did the same thing. I wasn't on the phone that time, but I did the same thing. I'm looking at this person, and I was watching the way they walk, the clothes they were wearing, their facial, like, um, facial hair and stuff. And I was like, holy crap, that's him. Oh shit, he's walking down my street. How did he know where I live? And so I crossed the street. I crossed the street because I didn't know if they really paid attention to me. And my dog and I stood behind this tree so that as they were walking down the street, I could keep moving and maybe they wouldn't see me. I was hiding from this person. I didn't know if I knew this person as a stranger. It felt weird in the moment because I'm hiding from a person, but I really was like everything that I'm seeing is telling my brain that's that person. Well, as I'm standing behind the tree, I look the other direction, okay, the opposite direction from where he's coming, and this car comes around the corner, and it looks like the vehicle that I last saw one of my siblings driving, that I also do not want anything to do with. But I think that ex and that sibling could be somehow working together or connected. And I'm standing in the middle of the street. Well, in the center, basically you know, behind this tree, not in the middle of the street, but behind the tree, halfway down the street. And in one direction, this man is coming, and the other direction, this car is coming. And I was just like, what? I even said out loud, and I looked up, I was like, what in the hell is going on right now? What is going on? I don't think this is my ex, and I don't think that's my sibling. But there is a reason why this is happening right now, and I have no clue why. Why would I be getting triggered like this? Why is this happening to me? This is super super weird. And I was just like, it just it took a while. I mean, I was just like, The everything, the person passed, the car passed. It was safe. I walked to my apartment building. I went inside and I was just like it was I was in disbelief. Kind of how I feel a little bit right now. Okay. So when I was on the phone today with my therapist, after I left that spot where I saw him today, I told her, do you remember when I told you about that time I saw this person walking down the street and then this car? And she said, yeah. I said, that is that is exactly how this just played out. And interestingly, side note, that car that I saw, it's kind of a, well, at the time I saw it, it was a unique, like, the paint job was kind of unique to the point where I was actually looking up, like, what car is this? I've never seen this car before. This type of paint job on this car. And I didn't see the make and model at the time, so I didn't really know, even by looking up the car, like which car it was. But in the last couple weeks, I have been seeing not necessarily that make and model, because like I said, I don't remember what that make and model was, but it was a two-toned color car, okay? And I have not seen cars like that. Well, the last couple weeks, holy crap, I'm constantly seeing cars with those two painted in those two colors, the same way the car was that my sibling was driving. I'm constantly seeing that. There's a reason for that too. I guess I will find out what that is. But this is how things played out for me today. Okay. And I'm very curious if it played out similar for you, if you've already experienced this, you've already ran into this person, or if it didn't go this way, but you have run into this person, how did it work for you? Okay. I'm just curious. Um, okay. My battery's going to die, so I'm going to hurry up. Holy crap. I get up this morning and I take out my dog and we go for a walk. And I turned on the music to start, what messages am I getting today, and I'm taking pictures all over because I'm seeing so many different signs. I did bring my phone. I usually forget my phone when I go on walks, so I can pay attention to, like, what's actually going on. And but I knew that I'd probably see a lot of stuff this morning, so I took my phone so I could take pictures. Okay, so you are going to be seeing the number 9, then the number 10, and probably 7 and 3. Okay, the 7 and the 3, if you add those, they equal 10. But you but they're also numbers of, like, divine. Okay, so I'm like, think of divine intervention. Okay, because something's got to intervene for this fated event to occur. Okay, you're probably also going to connect with a person that you're actually going to be interested in, and they seem genuinely interested in you, and you haven't gotten those red flags that you've been getting with people that you're, like, connecting with, but it's like, I don't know about this person. Like, that's, you might be getting a little bit of that, but I mean, there's going to be something with everyone, okay? It's just some things weren't working out for you, right? Because you were supposed to meet someone else, okay? All right, so that's going to happen. You're going to meet somebody probably right before you run into this person, okay? You're going to be seeing those numbers. You're going to be seeing numbers also, number combinations that add to those numbers. Okay, so think of, like, 36, 63. Look at license plates and add those numbers up. Look at house addresses, add those. When you see number combinations, add those numbers up. What are they adding up to? Okay, those are synchronicities. Music, okay, words on signs, okay. So you're gonna, if you don't know what synchronicities are, just look that up, and you'll understand. Okay, so those things are going to happen. Like, so today, this morning, so many songs in my readings with the music, those, it was just one after the other. Okay, constant. Because a lot of times I'm getting, when I put music on and I do like random shuffles to receive messages, um some songs come up. I've never even heard these songs. I've never even heard of the artist or anything. Today it was only a couple of songs that I never heard of and didn't know artists, but a lot of them were songs from readings that I did where it's talking about like your soulmate and stuff. Like those songs were coming up, and I was just like, oh, good, some good jams and stuff. But as I was writing down the songs, like making note of these songs so I can go back later and see if these are readings I'm supposed to do and then post today, I'm like, whoa, these are all these songs I've already done. Like, this is so weird. But this was like a year ago, and now it's like, yeah, it's like it's all coming back. So it's um yeah, you really got to open your eyes, you really got to open your mind and pay attention, okay? So did that happen for you? Is that how that happened? Did you get all these like strong synchronicities? Really? And did it happen after you surrendered your ego and you surrendered like that strong desire to kind of not allow something to just fall apart or not allow an ending to occur, not because you were trying to like keep something like this cycle going that wasn't working out for you, but like say in my case, right, like the last couple of weeks have been super super difficult, struggling to you know like have consistent, stability where I'm staying. um if you've been following me, then you have, I've been saying, I am employed. I have, a couple of jobs, plus I do this. And this is a business for me. It's a, registered business, so I do, earn money. um and I was in between apartments, and then, the last couple days found myself like literally on the streets. So and the reason I was on the street is because I decided, you know what, I guess this is something I'm supposed to just allow to fall apart, but trust that something good is going to come out of this. If I want a new beginning, the only way I'm going to have a new beginning is to allow the ending to happen, which means if I end up on the street, then that's the only way that new beginning's going to be able to come in. So it's not what I wanted, and I was hoping, you know, the timing was going to work a little faster than it did, but I'm very 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 grateful for how everything fell, like how it all played out. Even if, my dog and I had to sleep outside that night, the other night. um it was one night that we were outside. Only one person came by, and he wasn't trying to bother me, but it was a uncomfortable situation. They asked me if I minded if they just, sit over by me and smoke some crack, and then wanted to offer me some money, and I didn't want to take anything, and they kept insisting. So then I was like, if you are insisting, then just leave it on the ground. Please stop talking to me because you're really upsetting my dog, and I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm not in a, good place. Just, I'm sorry, just leave me alone. Well, no, they wanted me to get up and walk over and take the money from them. And I said, no, thank you. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. I'm good. Um, so, I mean, that was very uncomfortable. He also told me that he doesn't judge women for how they choose to live their life. And I was like, okay. Anyway, Um, hard to be in those situations, because people don't know you, and so you're in such a vulnerable situation. But I knew I needed to do that in order for the next thing to be able to come through. And so if you're in a situation like that, whether it's homelessness or you have to leave a job or, whatever you're going through, if you're really struggling with like allowing that to happen, know that when you do, most likely things are going to happen super fast and one right after the other. It's going to be like this domino effect. Allow that to come in, okay? Do that for yourself. I was even um mm, I guess I'm not, cuz I am aware that I am being watched by those that do not want to come forward and actually, speak with me or take accountability. I am aware you're watching, okay? So I'm not going to disclose some things, because as you know, those that resonate with what I've been saying, you need to be cautious and you need to be strategic. Um, wow. I gotta, I need to eat. I need to process some stuff. Um, I need to set up where I'm staying and figure out, how I'm gonna do these readings in this area, this whatever. I will be having some readings coming later on today. Uh, so yeah, just I needed to surrender my ego. And when I say my ego, I don't mean like I had this ego like I had all the answers or I knew everything, or my ego wanted to protect me from what I believed was going to be a very scary experience, um, a long lasting experience, maybe, um, maybe by letting that go and ending up on the street, I was telling the universe that I don't even love myself enough to make sure I have a roof over my head, or, that maybe I'm not, I'm not fighting enough or something, and so, but that wasn't true. Those things weren't true. I do love myself enough. I do care about my dog enough. I um I didn't know for sure if this would be long lasting. I didn't know for sure if it was going to be scary. Um I wasn't scared that night. I was alert. Um I had a phone. I had some food. We were given a sleeping bag to use. I had my pet. He had me. We were in a gazebo, so we had like shelter over our head. We were near a garden. It was peaceful, for the most part. I mean, yeah, there were sirens and things and people selling crack on the corner and stuff like that, but other than that one person, everybody left me alone. I didn't, allow myself to really fall asleep. I would wake myself up when I found myself nodding off because, I just needed to be alert. But my phone worked. I had an outlet there. I could charge my phone all night. I was able, if I needed to call the police, I knew I could. I had my dog there for protection. He wasn't going to let anybody get close to me. So I wasn't scared, but I was frustrated and I was concerned. And I knew that's not where I belong, and that's not the life I'm meant to lead. Not that I'm saying anyone's meant to. I don't believe people deserve to be on the street. I don't believe people deserve to be begging and hungry and anything like that. Okay. Um but I know with the work I've been doing and how I will, how I stick up for myself and I'm pushing forward and everything, like I knew that all of the steps I was taking and made wasn't supposed to lead me there long term. What my brain was telling